My name is Jason Rogers. This is my wife, Lori.
And we own Tint World Lawrenceville.
Actually, I've been wanting to open up a custom car business since I was a kid. And it was just the point in my life where I wanted to follow my passion. And I talked to Lori about it. And she was super supportive. And I just started doing some research. And when I found Tint World, literally it was all the customization stuff that I have a passion about is what was offered here. Well, because all of the other ones are mainly the car maintenance, the oil changes, something that I don't get excited about. Where as far as transforming a vehicle and doing it to the customer's personalities or anything of that nature is what really drew me to Tint World. I started off in management at a furniture store since I was 17, 18.
Teenager.
Yeah, and I did that for about 16 to 20 years, and then I got into finance, and then after that I just got super burnt out, and then that led me back to the vehicle industry. They helped us by kind of finding us the area and the demographics. Me and Lori knew where we wanted to be, and with her strong real estate background, we kind of figured out the area that we wanted to be in. And then when this location opened up, me and her knew before we even came to look at it that we knew that this was the spot.
We live in Lawrenceville, so it was really important initially to find something that was like within our community. We started looking and kind of expanding areas, so we did get further out, but when we ended up in this specific location, we were like, the stars were aligned. We're like, this is the one. We live in Lawrenceville. These are our people, it's our community, so. My favorite Tint World service is definitely ceramic coating. It's for sure my favorite because I'm lazy. I'm a busy mom, so when I saw the ceramic coating and how the process works, how they get it done, and then the after how it looks, I was already sold. But then what really sold me is just how it's easier to maintain a car, how I don't have to wash my black car as frequently, and it just makes the car look so much better. So that's one of my favorites, but honestly I love them all, but yours is probably audio, right?
No, I'm actually, as she knows, my car's clean always. I mean, never, ever dirty. So when I got my car ceramic coated, that made my life a lot easier. And
so we agree on something?
Yeah, we do. We do agree on something.
So both ceramic coating?
Yeah, ceramic coating. But then again, the other services, I have a lot of stuff in my vehicle, and having the audio game changer. The ceramic tint, super game changer. Just pretty much everything that we do here, I love because it's for a 16-year-old kid or an 80-year-old woman.
Yeah.
One of the things that really drew me to Tint World was the opportunity to kind of give a legacy to my kids. I'm huge into cars. My youngest, Colin, is huge into cars. He became a car head for sure. My oldest, cars really aren't his thing, but he's really smart when it comes to the financials.
Business, yeah.
So it's really interesting for him to kind of hear about what the everyday today is. So it's something that when I open up new locations, it would be something cool for me to think about is I'm not just doing this for myself, but I'm doing it to grow my kids as well. And I think that was really
totally agree, yeah.
Really important.
I agree. It's good for them. They get to see all aspects of how hard he's working, but also it's learning for them. Our oldest son is monitoring the book, not our oldest, our youngest son, Colin, is monitoring the books. He's in the back learning how to install stereo, and he's even talked about how did this come about, a franchise, and what a franchise means. That was all new to us too, so it's been a good learning experience for all of us, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
And for us, having a family-owned and operated business in our own community was the most important thing.
Very much so.
So our younger son, Colin, is so involved. Our kids are just as hands-on as they can be. And it's been really nice to see and witness. And we both have always really valued the concept of small business and
hugely.
Spending your money within your community and servicing those who service you, that kind of thing. So we're excited to have a small family-owned and operated business. Team Rogers.
Yep, Team Rogers. Here at Tint World, I pretty much am an owner-operator where I run the front end pretty much, make sure all the work is getting done in the back. I also am huge in the promoting part of it. I go to a lot of car shows. I'm very huge in the car community. So when I go up to a lot of the the car shows I attend. Everything that Tint World that I've done to my car, everyone knows me as the Tint World car now that pulls up.
It's Jay at Tint World Lawrenceville.
Yeah, well actually it's considered the stuttering J car at Tint World. So that's kind of the role that I play, but I'm not good at any social media or marketing. And that's where my lovely wife comes in to play.
He's super hands-on, so he covers pretty much all the day-to-day, you know, the guys in the shop, all the back-end business stuff. Our son, like I said, Colin, he helps with a lot of that back-end stuff. I like to just stay in my lane. I like to help with social media, help with marketing. He's really super active in the car shows and stuff, so if he needs any help prepping with that, I always like to help with that.
When we picked the layout of the shop, we took over 2 locations actually. And when it was starting to get created and starting to get built, there was certain things that me and Lori were kind of required. We wanted, because when you walk into a car shop, whether you be a male or female, if it's dirty or disgusting or anything of that nature, it turns people off.
Not just a car shop, any business in general. Like your first impression is so important.
Yeah, so like for me, when I come in the morning, I get here like an hour early. I sweep the floor, you know, I make sure everything is good, make sure the shop is clean, because a dirty shop means dirty business in my opinion. And one of the things that Lori really did to make the shop more welcoming to the female market is my lounge area and the bathrooms, which, you know, being a man, you didn't think bathrooms were so important. I've had so many people come out and go, your bathrooms are so awesome and so clean that I will actually come back because of your bathroom. Yep, and as far as the retail side, it's a good vibe. We keep the music on, and I always keep the music on in the shop, so it stays a good vibe in there. So when they're walking in and out, it's not like, you know, they're irritated or whatever in the shop and then bring it over to the showroom. I want to make it so the vibe is the same throughout the whole building. So as the customers walk in, they see a happy team, they see a happy front end, and they actually enjoy staying here.
They talk about it all the time.
And I actually told her, I kind of want to make this a feel like, you know, when you walk into a barbershop, how everyone just kind of kicks it and hangs out, that's what I want here. So even if you're not getting work done, but you want to come to see what your friend or your neighbor is just going to get done on their car, that's something that I pride in. What we did here is we made sure that there was glass doors that separate the shop and the showroom. I do that because it's the way that I live my life as well. I don't hide anything. So I'm not here, you know, like, oh, we're gonna do this work on your car and then we're gonna completely screw it up in the back. Like, I want people to see what's getting done to their car. I want the staff to feel comfortable if their customer is looking at them working on their car. And I incorporated a lift in the shop as well. That way when we ceramic coat the wheels, we put in the underglow lights, we offer wheels and tires as well. It just makes an easier work environment for the team, so the job gets done more efficient. It's less things likely to break, and I wanted to have all the tools here where it's not a burden to come into work and work on a car, where it's more of all the tools are here, I'm prepared for the day, regardless of what happens. And I do the same thing. I have a glass door that separates my office as well. Because like I said, I'm not hiding anything. I want to make sure I'm always here and available.
Charles is a funny guy. He's cool. He's dropped a lot of really good nuggets, if you will.
A lot of good insight.
He knows business very well, which was so important for us. I mean, Jason's a car guy and has always been in the automotive world, but as far as his specific industry, that was new.
Yeah.
So it was really important to be behind a company and, you know, an owner that knows exactly what they're doing, and they've kind of fine-tuned the system to just be like, you know, you can walk in and very easily be trained, learn everything. I think Charles has done a pretty amazing job.
Yeah, I think he's done great, and Charles only doesn't do that on the business side, but he runs his business like a family. So when I came in, I wasn't just another number. I came in as, I just got a cousin. So that's what I really liked, was to be a part of a company and have an owner that sees me as a family member that will give me the shirt off his back if need be. And that's what kind of really drew me to Charles and the Tint World, as he says, family.
It's definitely a family vibe.
Definitely, yeah. Before we even opened the franchise, me and Lori, we drove to every single one of them in Georgia, because we wanted to know what we were getting into. So we talked to every single owner. We wanted to know pros and cons. We wanted to know the area, how poor it is, and every single
Yeah, they were
one of them.
So good.
We're like, if you're gonna
pick
anyone, this is the one.
We're annoying ourselves.
Yeah.
We're like, this is a lot of questions.
We were.
But everyone was so helpful. Even to this day are still so helpful.
Super helpful. Like if I have any issues being so new, I can call any of them and they actually answer. And I've had Scott over at Cumming. I was struggling on a job. He actually went to the job with me to help me and not only just to do it for me or even help me, but to teach me and my staff. It was
super
fantastic.
Eye-opening. That goes along the lines with that whole family vibe, because I mean, to have that kind of like, you know, just camaraderie, I guess you could call it, that work family is really like irreplaceable for us. Yeah.
The plans for the future I have with this particular location is to, in the first full year, I want to hit $1 million, which I know is huge, but I mean, I think I can do it. And then I think we talked about like in maybe 3 years or so, 3 or 4 years, I would love to open up another location, preferably up in the Athens area is kind of the area that we're thinking. But I think ultimately the end game, I believe we talked about, is probably owning 3 of them, which would be in like the local area where I can still go to all of them and have a good team. And this is definitely, I wouldn't say my retirement, but this is pretty much where I'm probably gonna work until I'm like 80. And of course, to grow my family and my kids into maybe doing one on their own or even being a partner in one.